What's up, YouTube? Bayview Bud back with another video. It's been a while. I'm not like a avid YouTube video maker or creator, so I apologize for the gaps between content, but I wanted to make a quick video on this car I just picked up. I would say it's on par with a barn find, and I'll share the story in a second. I think it's pretty cool. But I just snagged this 91 Firebird Formula. I've had it for 2 days now, and I've driven it more in the last 2 days than it's probably been driven in the last decade. So I'm kind of getting things lubricated and moving again. I just took it, got all the fluids changed. Yeah, this car is in wicked shape. It's a total sleeper from the early 90s. I'm honored that I get to own it now and take care of it. So let's get into how I snagged this thing and how it managed to fall into my lap. Okay, so I live in Ontario, Canada, and there's not a lot of these cars kicking around. Not a lot of classics that are in great shape in general that come up for sale. If they do, they're very expensive due to our climate and the salt they put on the roads. A lot of these cars just simply didn't survive. This one kind of fell into my lap. So the circumstances are kind of unfortunate. My neighbor across the street, just over a year ago, he passed away from a heart attack, I believe it was. His name was Mike, so rest in peace, Mike. He passed away just over a year ago. Now, I had never seen this car. I'd never seen him drive it. I'd never seen it leave their garage. They lived directly across the street from me. So last week, I'm sitting out front working on one of my bikes, and his wife comes over and she says, "Hey, Jesse, I'm curious. My husband had a car and no one in my family wants it. And I want it out of my garage. I want my garage space back. Would you maybe be interested in it?" So I'm like, "Well, what is it?" She's like, "Well, come across the street and check it out." So I go across the street with her. She opens the garage, and this thing's sitting in there with about 2 inches of dust on it. But it's in amazing condition, which I'll show you. I'll give you a tour of the car in a second. And I'm like, wow, this thing is super clean. And she's like, yeah, it was my husband's dream car. He babied it. He didn't really drive it. And about a year or so before he passed, he had gotten sick. So for probably about the last 2.5 years, this car hasn't moved out of this garage. So I'm like, well, I mean, I'm definitely interested, but it kind of just depends on price point, because I wasn't really anticipating buying another vehicle. And she says, well, you know what? I just wanted to go to a good home, someone that's going to take care of it like my husband did, and I just want it out of my garage. If you want to take it, I'll give it to you for $4,000. So at that point, the car was sold. I mean, I like to say I took some time to think about it, but when she told me she wanted $4,000 for it, it was over. It was a done deal. So I picked this car up for $4,000 here in Ontario, Canada. It's got 96,000 original kilometers, which in miles would be, what would that be? 96,000. Be about I don't even know. 96,000. It'd be about 50,000 miles, something like that. So yeah, the mileage is super low. The condition is unbelievable for its age. So let's go ahead and get through this car, and I'll show you guys the condition she's in. All right, we'll start off with the interior. So the one thing that struck me, and it might be odd, I mean, aside from the fact the seats are immaculate, there's no tears, no stains. The door sills don't even really have any dirt on them. Like, it almost seems as if nobody drove this car the entirety of its life. The carpets are super clean. The only issue that I've really noticed is the cup holder on the passenger side. You can see it here. He had busted the clips off it, so I do have to order a new one of those. But aside from that, the interior is pretty much perfect by my standards anyways. The dash has no cracks in it, no fading. All the gauges work. Super 90s styling. You can see right there, 96,896 kilometers. We've got your window controls and your power mirrors, and the original cassette player. So I actually just got back from the record store. I managed to find a store that had some old tapes. So I picked up some must-haves: Skinner, Greatest Hits, Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. I got Alan Jackson, Don't Rock the Jukebox, and Killin' Time by Clint Black. Those are the only good 4 I could find. So now we're bumping some decent tunes in here. You'll notice the performance suspension badge, which would have only come in the Formula Edition. Yeah, interior is like a 9 out of 10. The T-tops don't leak. Everything's perfect in terms of the T-tops. I have them stored in the trunk right now. He even had the leather case still for the T-tops, which I'll show you in a second. Now, in terms of the body, overall, it's pretty clean. There's only about one imperfection on it, which I will go over in a second. No rust. No dents. Couple tiny little stone chips on the paint. But I mean, for being 35 years old and having 2 owners before me, I'd say this is a pretty unreal find in this condition. It does have the original Formula wheels with the WS6 performance suspension caps. Now, these wheels are kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, like the finish is kind of tarnished on them. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I might see if I can find another set that's mint or something like that. But my plan is to ultimately keep it as original as possible, because I think, 1, that'll retain the most value, and 2, I kind of feel it's partly my responsibility, seeing as Mike, the last owner, took such good care of it, and I'm fortunate enough that his wife has passed it on to me. So in honor of him, I think I'll just leave it the way he had it. Yeah, the one minor imperfection is the front nose piece here. So you can see there's a slight crack in the nose right here, and the paint, if you look up close, it's kind of starting to go. So really, that's the only part of the car that needs any work in terms of the body. So I am going to get that repainted in the winter. I've already got a guy who's going to take care of that for me, and I don't know, plastic weld the crack, or, you know, bond to it, whatever they can do for that. But other than that, man, like, unbelievable the condition this car is in. Again, I'm in Canada, man. These things, they didn't survive. All right, so here's the engine. Extremely clean, again, for its age. It's the tuned port injection, 5.7 liter. I'm not a huge fan of the color choice when it comes to the electrical. I think I'm gonna swap it all to black, to be quite honest with you. I'm not big on the red and the yellow, but you know, to each their own. Yeah, it runs pretty damn well, honestly. It was sitting in the garage for about 2.5 years. When I went and looked at it, I slapped a booster pack on it and it fired right up. I've been driving it the last 2 days. I do think the idle air control valve needs to be replaced. There's been a few times where I've started it up and the idles have kind of fluctuated. It's got a little rough on me. So I'm going to replace that. But other than that, man, it drives nice and smooth down the road. Tons of power. And it sounds amazing with the exhaust that, I don't know if the last guy put it on or the guy before him, but it sounds wicked. So yeah, again, I think if I remember correctly, these cars in 91, they were pushing out like 240 horse and 340 foot-pound of torque. So I mean, for its day, pretty quick car by today's standards. Not so much, but I didn't buy it for that. I just bought it because it's a piece of history, and I'm honored to take care of her now for the next couple years, hopefully. So, all right, here's the trunk. So even back here, man, the carpet is like, it's brand new. It's like nobody ever used it. And I unzipped this here to show you guys, but this is the T-tops in here. So it's got this little divider in between the sheets of glass. But like usually with cars like this, it's like these little things, like this leather case would be missing. So I'm very fortunate that he had taken care of that, both previous owners. In terms of the body, like this trim here is kind of faded on top of the T-top, so I'm gonna get that repainted next winter. But it's not a huge concern. And then you do have your privacy shade, which hooks in right up here to the trunk lid. So when you close it, I guess it'll keep any valuables hidden or whatnot. So the last guy had put some tint on, and it was already peeling, so I've just been ripping it off. And I'm gonna clean this up, and I don't know if I'm gonna retint it. I might just leave it the way it is, because I mean, with the defrost, not that I'm gonna be driving it in the winter, but if you slap the tint over that, I don't believe it's gonna have the same effect. So we'll see what I decide to do. I'm gonna see if I can get a shot of the underbody, because even the underbody on this car is super clean. I want to see if I can show you guys. Like, no rust anywhere. Again, I'm in Ontario, Canada, so like for those of you who are down in the States, like to find a car like this with not a speck of rust is virtually impossible. This is essentially a unicorn. And then on top of that, you throw in the fact that I got it for as cheap as I got it. It's just unheard of. So I'm extremely fortunate, and I'm very thankful. And you know, the way I see it, whenever I own something like this, whether it's a bike or a car, I see it as my duty to take care of it, as it's a piece of history, and I'm kind of a caretaker for a piece of history, right? So I look at this car the same way. It's got a little extra of that feeling because it was my neighbor's, and I know he loved it so much, and he passed away, unfortunately. So unfortunate circumstances, but I'm honored to take this car on and baby it like the last two guys did. Yeah, I mean, anybody that watches this video, if you're a Firebird fan or you're a third gen fan, drop in the comments if there's anything you think I should do, anything you think I should be aware of. I'm not super familiar with these cars, so I'm still learning and getting to know it a little bit, but so far I'm in love with it. So yeah, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, catch you guys in the next one.